Hey, welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Monday Huddle on the Educational AD Podcast. Before we get started with our fourth five-part series, we want to give a shout out to our sponsor. So stay with us. It's only going to take 3 minutes. Remember, these are all companies I used as an AD. They're all great companies. I really recommend that you check them out. Here we go. We want to say thanks to our great friends at Hometown. Hometown is still changing the game for schools with their solutions that include things like digital ticketing. They're still the number one digital ticketing provider, but how about athletic website construction, fee-free fundraising, and a whole lot more. Whether you're an athletic director, principal, even a head coach, Hometown is going to help you save time. It's going to help you raise more money. And it's also going to help you bring your community together. Go to hometown.com to get started. We also want to say thank you to Athletic Surveys. In my school, we use surveys for everything, for kids, for coaches, parents, and the information that would come back overwhelmingly positive, and it'll be the same for you. And having all of that data is incredibly valuable, especially for the times when you had to visit with a frustrated parent, or sometimes with your principal, or even with your school board. Go to athleticsurveys.com. They're going to create a custom survey that lets you take the pulse of everybody in your program. We also want to say thanks to Sideline Interactive, indoor score tables and video boards. Go to sidelineinteractive.com and you can schedule a live web demo to see their products in action. Probably the best purchase I ever made as an athletic director. Go to sidelineinteractive.com today. We also want to say thanks to Ohio University and their online masters in athletic administration. My assistant AD, along with thousands of others, got his master's through the Ohio program. And while they were earning their degrees, they also completed 11 NIAAA leadership training courses at no extra charge. Check out Ohio University and their online masters in athletic administration. We also want to say thank you to Gipper. Go to Gipper.com and let their team turn you into a social media marketing guru. Maybe it's a social media post to celebrate a victory or one of your student athletes. Maybe it's an entire newsletter to showcase all the great things your athletic department is doing. Either way, the team at Gipper will have you up and running in no time. It's professional graphic design made easy. Go to Gipper.com to get started. And don't forget to mention the podcast. We also want to thank Home Campus. Whether it's scheduling, rosters, or results, you're going to use Home Campus every day. Their eligibility and clearance platform alone is a game changer. Go to homecampus.com, and as always, don't forget to mention the podcast. We want to say thanks to our good friends at Vital Signs Wall of Fame. If you're looking for a really cool way to show off your school record boards or your school's Hall of Fame, go to their website and take a look at their interactive touchscreen video consoles. You put one of these units in your gym lobby or your main school hallway, it's going to be like a magnet for kids, for coaches. How about sponsors? The website is vitalsignswalloffame.com. And we want to thank our good friends at Snap Raise. Have you ever spent weeks and weeks with a fundraiser and been disappointed in the results? Well, those days are gone. Go to snapraise.com. We used it at our school and had tremendous success, and so will you. The website is snapraise.com. Check out their other great platforms. But if you're looking for a fundraiser, you just found it, and it's Snap Raise. Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Monday Huddle, and this is the first of another five-part series. This segment, or these segments, are going to feature book recommendations. Each segment's going to be a different book that I've used in my career as an athletic director. There's a lot of great books out there. Certainly the toolbox books are pretty good. But these are books that I think can really change your perspective, really add to your perspective as an athletic director. And again, they're all books that I own. They're all books that I purchased and used as a leader. So the first one in our Monday Huddle series, the book is called Teammates Matter, and the author is Alan Williams. And I called this one Teammates Really Do Matter, a story that brings sports back to what's real. As I said, I'm going to share some of my favorite books that I think get to the heart of what education-based athletics is really about. Now, this one, it's not a playbook. It's not about scholarships or statistics. It's about people. The book is called Teammates Matter, and it's by Alan Williams. And if you work with student athletes, if you coach a team, even if you sit in the bleachers, this is a story that you need to know because it's not just a sports story. It's a life story. And it's about what it really means to belong to a team, even when the spotlight isn't shining on you. Now, Alan Williams played college basketball at Wake Forest University during the Tim Duncan era. Hall of Fame NBA player, went to Wake Forest. Now, back in that day, Tim Duncan was the guy, All-American, Hall of Famer. Alan Williams, he was more like the other guy, okay? He rarely played. He was a 4-year walk-on, He logged just 15 total minutes during his college career. But his story isn't about what he did on the court. It's about what he learned from those 4 years. It's a great book. Alan tells the story. It's funny. He is incredibly humble and sometimes brutally honest about what it's like to be the guy at the end of the bench, the guy who never scores, but also never quits. He shares what it meant to show up every day, to give his best in practice, to celebrate his teammates' success, and to find purpose in that process, even when nobody's calling your name over the PA system. And in the end, Alan, through the book, reminds us that teammates really do matter because life isn't just about how many minutes you get, but how much heart you give. Now, let's talk about what Teammates Matter can teach us because there's something powerful here for every part of the athletic community. And I just want to share this. When we first got the book, we got like maybe 20 free copies in South Florida. There was a company that was sponsoring the book, and schools got copies. And I just said, oh, what's this? And I put copies in every one of our coaches, their school mailbox. And I kept one for myself. And I took it home, but I really didn't pick it up for a couple of weeks. And then one night I picked it up, started reading, and I literally read it cover to cover in that one night. And the next day, I ran into our boys basketball coach and I said, hey, did you ever read that book I put in your mailbox? And he goes, yeah, I just read it last week. It was great. And we talked. And long story short, we got a booster to buy copies of the book for every single one of our boy and girl basketball players in our varsity and JV program. That same booster actually ended up flying Alan down to speak. He spoke to our parents on a Thursday night, spent the night, and then he spoke to our entire student body the next day. It was a great presentation. So getting back to the book, okay, you're going to love this book because it reinforces the educational mission of school-based athletics. It's a reminder for every kid, starter or sub, varsity or JV, every kid has value. And I think it challenges us to build programs where everyone feels seen and valued, where character, not just talent, is celebrated. You can use Teammates Matter as a leadership tool. You can use it with your staff, like I did with captains, or even as a summer reading for your teams. It's a great conversation starter about culture, about belonging, and about how we measure success beyond the scoreboard. Now, for your coaches, or if you're a coach, this book, I think, is a gold mine because it reminds coaches that the kid at the end of the bench is still watching you, still learning from you, and they still deserve your best. Alan gives a great message that challenges us to coach every kid, not just the top 5 or the stat leaders, to invest in their growth, to affirm their effort, and make sure that they know that they really do matter. Because those players are often the ones who shape your culture long after the buzzer goes off. And for your student athletes, I think this one can really hit home because Alan's story is about heart, it's about humility, and it's about perseverance. It can remind players that being a good teammate isn't about how much you play, it's about how much you contribute to the team's mission. It's about effort and attitude, and it's about showing up, especially when it's hard. And it's about being the kind of person that makes other players better just by being around. If you've got a student athlete who's ever felt overlooked or underappreciated, this book says you still matter, and you always did. And for your parents, hopefully this book is a breath of fresh air. It helps remind them that sports are about so much more than playing time. It's about those lessons that shape character, resilience, teamwork, humility, joy. And in the book, Alan shares how his parents supported him, not because he was a star, but because they knew the experience was shaping him into the kind of man who would make a difference long after the final horn. It's a great reminder that the best victories often don't come with trophies. And even though the book was written a few years ago, here's why Teammates Matter still hits hard today. In a time where everyone's chasing exposure and highlight reels, individual rankings, NIL, this story brings us back to the soul of team sports. It celebrates the quiet contributors and it honors the grinders. And it elevates the value of showing up faithfully for something bigger than yourself. Alan says it best. It's not about how many minutes you play. It's about how you play the minutes you get. Now, that's a message that our athletes need. That's a message our parents need. And that's a message that we, as leaders in education-based athletics, can continue to share every day. So here's my challenge for you. Pick up a copy of Teammates Matter. You can find it on Amazon and anywhere books are sold. Read it, share it, talk about it with your teams, with your coaches, with your parents. And most importantly, live it. When we remind our students that teammates matter, we're not just teaching them about sports, we're teaching them about the rest of their life. That's what great programs and great leaders do. Like I said, you can find Teammates Matter on Amazon, Audible. Again, the author, Alan Williams. If you want to hear more conversations that celebrate the heart of high school athletics, as always, check out the Educational AD podcast, where just about every day we talk with leaders who live out these values every day. Thanks, as always, for listening, and we'll see you next time on the Educational AD podcast. Before we go, of course, we want to give a shout out to our great sponsors one last time. Remember, these are companies that I used as an AD. Let's thank Hometown, Ohio University, Sideline Interactive, and Gipper. I want to thank Home Campus, Vital Signs Wall of Fame, Snap Raise, Huddle, and Athletic Surveys by LifeTrack. Have a great day. Get yourself a copy of Teammates Matter by Alan Williams, and we'll see you next time on the Educational AD Podcast.